Hey guys, welcome to CRNT Designers. Chetan here, and in this tutorial we are going to make the gun handle parts. Now let's get started. To make a gun handle, you need to open your file and then add a cylinder, and we can go with the 12 words. And we will create this handle from the top view, means like a side view, if we place that gun on a flat surface. Okay, just scale it down along the z-axis. And now first you need to block out the basic form, basic shape for your handle part. So just select these faces and you should be in the edit mode, and then extrude these faces along the y-axis and create a curve form for the handle. So you can use the transformation tool to make this part to block out the part quickly. Just extrude it and move it along the y-axis and x-axis to give the right shape, right form for the curve handle. So just add loop cuts and move them along the x-axis and create a basic curve form, block out for the handle. Now you can see we have blocked out the handle basic shape, and now we need to add more details on it. Just tweak words here and there, these edges, just for the good proportions. Then select these faces and insert it. Use I for the insert operation, and just we need to add a little bit of design over there. So you can select these faces, in a proper manner. From the bottom side also you need to select the faces, otherwise you can take the symmetry also. And just we will extrude this along the z-axis, just to add a little bit of details. So just select these faces, this one is remain, and then you need to extrude them along the z-axis. So just extrude it. And then we need to add the subdivide surface modifier. So just add a subd modifier, and after that you need to increase its level and make sure see where you need to add more loop cuts, and add a necessary loop cuts to maintain that form of the model. And now you can see the mesh look decent. Just we need to create a ray topology over here at the bottom part, and so that's why you can delete those faces and you can create one more new kind of topology there. But before that, just add a little bit of details here and use the simple insert extrude operations to create details. First thing, you need to block out the model with the basic shape, basic primitives. Second thing, you need to add the necessary modifiers on it. Before that, just add simple primary details and then add modifiers on your mesh. After that, according to that modifier, you need to add the loop cuts to maintain the form. After that, you need to add a secondary details on it, and for the secondary details, if it's necessary, then apply that modifier like a subd modifier and add secondary details, and then add one more modifier and add subd surface modifier and add a secondary details. This kind of thing you can do. Okay, so here I have deleted those faces, and here I need to create one more time the new topology. Before that, use the transform orientation to the normal and move it along the scale it along the z-axis, normal z-axis, and I have deleted those faces. And here I need to create the right topology, so we won't get that weird shape, and here we can't use the grid fill. You can see the result, which is weird. So that's why we need to select these edges and press F to fill the gap and create a new one topology at there. So you can use you need to add the loop cuts in a proper manner, according to your geometry and then fill these gaps and try to create a chord based topology. If your topology will be the chord based, then only you will get the right edge flow and you will be able to maintain the right form for your mesh. That's why the chord based topology is important. If it's a flat surface, then don't worry about the chord based topology. You can use a few triangles. But it is a curved surface, it is on the corner, it is if your chord is on the corner, you will face little bit of difficulty with the form. So that's why you should know where you want to add the right topology and where it's fine the little bit of triangles. So that's you should know. So just here I am creating the simple one topology. And you can take the symmetry also, so select everything mesh and then symmetrize. That's also option is there. And you can see simple I have created select everything mesh and then symmetrize along the z axis. Choose the proper axis for that. So now we will add more details on this bottom part, so that's why you need to turn off your sub-D modifier and then you need to select these faces. So just shift select these faces and we will use the simple, so you can see I have used the insert operation already there, but I want to create more details, so that's why just scale it down a little bit, or we will just take it a little bit inside. So that's why you need to press S for the scale tool and just scale it along the different axes in a proper way, and then you need to use the extrude tool to move it along the inside. So extrude along the normal you can use for that. After that we got a little bit of design, press I for the insert operation one more time and just scale it along these different axes so we can maintain the proper scale from the all sides, and we will get one face loop right there. So you can select this face loop, alt click, select that face loop and use the one more time insert operation, and you can see we got the little bit of design at there, and that's look good. So you can see from the different views. To sharp this design you can add more loops at there. So select this face loop and then press I for the insert operation. And now you can see this edge loop is not proper, so you can double tap G for the edge slide just to create a right edge flow at there. You can do this. So if we add more topo on it, then it won't get attached toward each other and we won't get that bad result. So that's why you need to move these edges a little bit, and you can use the double tap G edge slide for that. And now you can see the handle looks pretty well. So here I want to add more details, so that's why I just select these faces, and with the selecting the simple faces and with the simple operation we can do that. So before that, if you want to add more loops to tie to your geometry, then you can just add more details for the hardness, as like it's a hard surface modeling, so that's why the edges should be hard. So that's why just add a loop cuts wherever necessary and then go for the next detail level. So first primary details, then secondary details, and then tertiary details. So just add a loop cuts and finish this part and then go for the next level detail. And you can use the symmetry. And you can see if I add the loop cut here, then we will deform that cylindrical circular boolean, because this edge flow goes toward that boolean, so that's why we can't add more loops at there. So you can keep it as it is. That's also look good. So you need to verify where you can add the more loop cuts and where you can't. So just move these edges along the x-axis, normal x-axis. You can see the transform orientation into the global. I change that and just create the right curve shape there. Just this curve form is for the handle, so you need to maintain that curve form. So that's so for that you can move these words a little bit. Now we got the perfect curve form for the mesh, and if it's necessary then move these words a little bit. And our handle looks pretty well. Just shift D just for the backup, because we will apply that sub D modifier one level. So that's why just apply that sub D modifier with the one level, and now you need to start to add more details on this, because it's the next level of adding details. And now you need to add the tertiary details which will add more design on your mesh. So that's why you need to select these faces, and you need to press I for the insert operation, and then we will extrude this. So before that, just calculate the face count and then use the insert operation and scale it along the different axes. You can see I can scale these faces only along the z axis, not along the x and y axis, because it's a curve shape. So that's you should keep this thing in your mind, and then you need to add an insert operation with the right thickness. And then so you can adjust the thickness, adjust the scale only along the z axis, and then use the extrude tool to extrude it along the normal. Just extrude it little bit inside, and then press I for the insert operation, adjust the scale, and then press I for the insert operation and scale it along the z axis. And now you can see that's look pretty well. And you can select this face loop, and you can add the insert one more loop set there with the insert operation. But sometimes it's not look pretty good, and sometimes it's totally depend. You should try and then see if it's look good, then keep it as it is, otherwise you can remove it. So this is something look good, but we need to increase the sub D count. So just increase that level viewports. And now that's look pretty well. If I select this face loop and use the insert operation, then I will get a little bit of weird result, because there is a less geo. So that's why you can't add the more loops at there, and this design also looks good, so you can keep it as it is. And now you can see the mesh looks decent, and just we need to add more details if it's necessary. Then here is the part which I want to create according to the concept art, and this part is for the fix the gun in the to fix the handle in the gun. So that's why I'm creating this part. You can see there are more loop structure, that's why I am able to create this part. There are more geo, that's why it's possible. With the less geo, extruding something like this from the subdivision mesh, before applying the sub D modifier, it's quite difficult. So that's why you should have the good amount of geo on your mesh. And create this little bit of part. So press I for the insert operation and then extrude it out with the extrude tool. So just move it along the x-axis and press I for the insert operation one more time. And adjust the scale along the z-axis, because we can adjust the scale only along the z-axis, not an x or y-axis, because it's a curved surface. And that's look good. Just turn off that sub D modifier and take these faces a little bit inside, so you can use the extrude tool for that. So just use the extrude along the normal and extrude it inside. And then press I for the insert operation, or you can scale it down a little bit along the different axes, and you can create a simple design at there. And similar kind of design we need to create to the top part, and we will use the same technique for that. And you can see the design looks pretty well, and same kind of thing we need to do on the top part, like from along the y-axis. So just select these faces and do the same steps. So press I for the insert operation, then adjust the scale and extrude it out, or you can move it along the y-axis and then make it straight with along the y-axis. You can use the scale tool to make it straight. Select these faces and press I for the insert operation and scale it down along the y-axis, and that's look good. And then you can turn on your sub D modifier, and you can see our handle looks pretty well. Just I need to add little bit of booleans here, so that's why I select these faces, select 4 faces like this alternately. And with the loop tool we will create that design. So after selecting these faces, don't worry about the backside, we will take the symmetry. So just after selecting these faces, you can press I for the insert operation and then use the loop tool to make a circle and then scale it down, because our origin is at the individual origin, it's working there. So then press I for the insert operation just to add more loops, and then you can use the extrude along the normal tool, like extrude tool, to move it along the z axis. And then press I for the insert operation just to add one loop at there. So press I for the insert operation and select these face loops. So after selecting this face loop, you can press I for the insert operation one more time, and now just give the proper thickness value, and you can see the design looks pretty well. Simple kind of booleans we have created there. And now you just need to take the symmetry along the z-axis, so mesh and then symmetrize, and our handle looks decent. And just we need to create a little bit of bottom part, so that's why I have added one more cube and create a simple bottom part. First you need to make it parallel to the gun handle, and then adjust the scale and first block out, and then add the sub D modifier on it and just add necessary loop cuts. and create a simple bottom part for the handle. So give the proper extrusion amount right there, offset amount for the extrude operation, and so you can adjust the scale along the y-axis only. And it's an individual origin stone on, that's why we can adjust the scale along the y-axis, z-axis at same time with the scale too. So that's why Unique can move these faces. That's another way. And we have locked out the basic shape. Just select these faces and use the scale tool and scale it along the z-axis to make it flatten, and then add the sublime surface modifier. So add a sublime modifier over there, and then you need to add the loop cuts like this. These loop cuts will help you to maintain the form of the mesh. So just add the loop cuts like this. Then select these face loops and press I for the insert operation. Then shade smooth it, and we have created easily the bottom part for the handle. So you can see the handle. To fill the gap, you can use the grade fill or bridge edge loop. And then take the symmetry, and with the right edge flow, we have created this. Just add one bolt at there with the bolt factory add-on to give it a little bit of decent look. So you can add a simple bolt over there, and that will look good.